first up is, of course, the mad monster himself, Steve Baggsy BIAGIONI.
Right, what are we talking about in terms of the ideal weapon for this? Do you need bags and bags of horsepower, or is that a hindrance?
No, I think bags and bags of horsepower are going to help you out here.
Right, okay.
There's a lot of tyre speed, a lot of wheel spin. As you can see, Baggsy straight into that one, no messing around. This is where it gets difficult because, as I explained, you have to slow the car down massively. Baggsy picks up a hell of a lot of wheel speed there as he steps back on the throttle, now makes his way down. He's looking for a very narrow gate now, a very narrow exit. As you can see, it's not square to the chicane either as David covers his face.
Right.
And then a nice big flick, as you can see, gets the front bumper right on those on those hay bales and then into the proximity sensors. Now this is where the score starts to get affected. Look at Baggsy, absolutely pinned to that wall. Precision from that young man as he now gets into the barrels where he has to set those lights off. Each light is a second off of your overall time. And then, of course, I am the third judge in all this. I get to take up to 20 seconds off your overall time.
Oh, right, okay. I wondered why you'd arrive with a bulging wallet. Now I know. Right, okay. Right, so, smoke hangs in the air. A set of tyres will last you for what?
One run. One run.
Silly me, yeah.
Yeah, one run, and then they go into the entrance of Goodwood Motor Circuit here, around a barrel again. No sensor on this barrel, this is just for the show. And then into this, the final sensor pickup. Now there are two sensor proximity sensors. The closer you are, the lights will go off. They won't go off. You can see the lights not flashing. Now drivers have been told they can go around here as many times as they like to set the lights off, but obviously that will affect your overall time or not. So Baggsy trying to set off all of those proximity sensors, and across the finish line he goes. And a spectacle finishes as he absolutely decimates the tyres on the back of that Nissan R35 GTR. It lights your senses, the smell of tyre smoke and the smell of race fuel. Up next is the one and only James Deane in this 2008 BMW E92 Eurofighter, built by some guys in Latvia and then finished off in Ireland. James Deane doing a very good job of this. A three-time Formula Drift champion and three-time Drift Masters European champion, makes his way around. And Deane looking very good. Look at that, on the foot brake, controlling the front of that car. Very nice job from James Deane as he makes his way through the gate. And perfectly balanced. And Deane not opting to go as close or as far around as Baggsy, and opted to go for a different route round. So there are options, as long as you set off the sensors, to take those precious seconds off your time. Look how close Deane is to the front of those barrels. That carbon Kevlar E92 BMW looking absolutely stunning as always as Deane fires through. Wow, incredible from James Deane. And this precision driving, look at the close proximity to that barrel as he upshifts now through in to the final bit. And as you can see at the bottom of the screen, the proximity sector lights. So as James Deane sets those proximity sensors off, they will light up on your screen. So the more of those that are lit, James Deane has hit and fulfilled, as our marshals get a face full of smoke there. So James Deane finishes up his run in spectacular fashion. The multiple European Championship driver joins the back of the grid. Now, brief history on this car. This is, in fact, the oldest competing drift chassis in Europe as at the moment. Martin Richards, the former King of Riga, in 2019 comes off the line. We can see it on board now of exactly what is going on inside the car. Martin Richards really working it. Oh, he throws in a 360. Martin Richards going for the complete show score then as he gets himself back into it, and the car and the cabin now beginning to fill with smoke as Martin Richards absolutely flying very close, the front bumper to that chicane, on the handbrake once again through the gate. You can see how narrow that gate is, barely wide enough to get the car through, as Martin Richards also goes now into the proximity sector. You can see a light in those as he gets it absolutely pinpoint perfect as Martin Richards. Oh, and he's removed the rear bumper. It looks like Martin Richards shedding body panels off the back of this Nissan at SKYLINE. And Richards disposing of the rear bumper as he comes round now, down into the donut at the entrance. And now, can Richards beat James Deane as he fires into the final proximity sector? You can see 12 seconds already allotted on his time. Gets nice and close, gets the front bumper absolutely dialed. You can see him on a bit. Oh, and he takes him out. Oh, Martin Richards now starts to make a mess of the circuit as he looks for the exit. Only one he didn't get there. And Martin Richards finishes it off in spectacular style. And there we go. Mike Richards rejoins the grid at the back, and our marshals will have to take a brief moment for his first run at Driftkhana here at Goodwood SpeedWeek 2020. Through the sensor he goes. Oh, and he's going to go for a tactical run. This is very, very clever of Paul Smith. He will be watching the live stream on his phone. Very close to the front of that GT86, just drops a wheel on the grass. As Paul Smith makes his way back down the chicane now, looking for that gate. Oh, this is very technical from Smith. He's stopped drifting, he's gripped the car up massively. You can see driving into this proximity sensor area now. Needs to fulfill all of those. You can see 1 metre away is how far the rear end of that car needs to be from those proximity sensors to set the light off. Straight in, he's missed one, but he goes back around for a second run to make sure he completely fulfills that sector. Flicks the back end of that GT86 out onto the road and now down into the donut. There, Paul Smith makes his way out into the second sector. This is very fast from Smith at the moment, looking very good. Not many style points are going to be awarded by myself. But this run, nevertheless, technically looking very good. And Smith going for the overall time here, looks to be the overall winner. As you can see, almost straight lines through that barrel. Looks for the exit as Paul Smith makes his way down, gets the checkered flag, and across the line he goes. And it is, of course,
Rhys Yates, who is the man that dominated the rally element over the last 2 nights. And he couldn't work out whether he was going to come here as a rally driver or as a Driftkhana driver, and therefore what did he do with the livery of the car? So he's done one side of each. So the blue and white is for the rally, and the sort of stealth grey there is for Driftkhana. Very good young British rally driver is Rhys Yates.
Yeah, incredible talent. He came over last night to the drift paddock and said, right, if you don't mind, I'm going to move all my setup to the drift paddock because I want to hang around with you guys because it looks like lots of fun.
What's one of you? I like it.
Yeah, incredible talent. We've been watching him in the rally stages in the evening. Unbelievable driver. And look at this as he gets that Fiesta R5 absolutely slinging through the donut. And not doing such a bad job at the moment. He's going to have a very quick time, but the proximity sensors are going to hurt his score.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is where the real difference in the discipline comes, because going quickly against the clock, getting sideways, that's all, yeah, something he's very used to. But this, very different indeed. And of course, one of the things you have on rally stages sometimes is a donut. You do one loop around it. Well, trying to get close to it is a bad thing.
Exactly.
So this is a very different art also.
So he knows the basis of it. So there we go. Rhys Yates drops himself into 5th place, though. Not a bad run. Up next. Oh, he's thrown in a 360.
And this is Manfred STOHL in the all-electric rallycross car, I think I'm right in saying. So Manfred STOHL, in the eWRX Ford Fiesta. So 4-wheel drive and lightning acceleration, but almost too much power.
Yeah, almost too much power, over-rotated massively. Now he's got himself in a bit of a pickle. Got himself lost there, had to work out where he was back on the circuit. Through the by road, he goes down into this. This is a hard part for these guys to fulfill. These outside sensors, you know, the car characteristically doesn't want to drift that wide, and then we go, destroys the outside sensors. Does Manfred STOHL right now. He makes his way round the barrels.
At least he missed the barrels. At least he missed the barrels.
He missed the barrels, yeah. He took the rest of the way. That car, his electric cars, David, sound just incredible.
Yeah, it's a very different sound we're all having to get used to, isn't it?
It certainly is. It's the future for sure. As Manfred STOHL now makes his way into the final proximity section. It's coming in very, very hot. Not a bad job so far. You can see those illuminating, picking them up. Goes very wide. Doesn't look like an easy car to manoeuvre around these barrels, that's for sure.
Comes from a good motorsport family. His father, Rudi STOHL, was a very successful rally driver. Manfred rallied, then rally crossed, and has been pioneering electric technology within rallycross. So